Thank you. Here to discuss further, Kayleigh McEnany, a Trump supporter, Sally Kohn, Daily Beast columnist and a Clinton supporter, and Jason Johnson, politics editor for TheRoot.com, as well as a political and communications professor at Morgan State University. Good to have all of you with us on this Friday morning. Kayleigh, I want to start with you. There was some surprise last night, and it's carried over into this morning, at what we heard from Donald Trump. First of all, he was using a teleprompter. He said, I regret some of the things I say, that he's going to be truthful. But we just saw in that piece from Chris, as recently as August 2nd, he said, I don't have any regrets. I don't regret anything. Which Donald Trump is it? Is this the new Donald Trump, and does it stick? Does it last?
Well, I don't think it's a new Donald Trump. I think he realized that his comments have caused some pain, and he wanted to have a mea culpa with the American voter and say, I've never intended to hurt anyone or offend anyone. And so he gave this apology. And I think Democrats, you'll probably hear them in just a few moments, critique this apology. And I'm not sure critiquing a moment of humility is going to gain them any new voters. Is it critiquing, or is it what we do on both sides, right? We question what a politician really says. And in this case, he said, I regret some things, and I regret some things that, in his words, caused personal pain, but he didn't get specific. Would that not have been more effective if he said, I specifically regret saying this about this group or this person? Or, I mean, is that not more effective, Kayleigh? I don't think so. I think he just needed to say, if I caused anyone pain, I am sorry for that. And it's quite a contrast to Hillary Clinton, who says she made a mistake and then comes out and essentially lies about it and says, I've been truthful even though I made a mistake. And then we find out she hasn't been truthful on a myriad of things with regard to her emails from the FBI director. So I like this apology. I don't like apologies that are not heartfelt and are followed up by lies, which is what we've seen from Hillary Clinton.
So you say this one's heartfelt?
I do, yes.
I mean, okay, first of all,
Sally's chomping at the bit.
I'm sorry, but when Donald Trump says, trust me, I'll always tell you the truth. Look, both PolitiFact and the Washington Post fact checkers have repeatedly dinged him for pants-on-fire lies. He has said, the Washington Post has written, as has PolitiFact, that at least 3 out of 4 assertions that Donald Trump has made throughout the course of his campaign have been patent lies, which he then gets fact-checked on and then repeats. By the way, the average, according to the Washington Post, for politicians, you must know politicians, they aren't truthful. The average is about 10 to 20%. Donald Trump hovers around 78% of just not telling the truth repeatedly. Number two, let's just note, and listen, if he wants to change his ways, stop insulting people, stop insulting Gold Star families, stop calling on, Second Amendment supporters to maybe do something about Hillary Clinton getting elected, stop insulting heroes like John McCain, I'm all for it too. But Donald Trump has needed a teleprompter just 2 times in this campaign. One was to talk about foreign policy, which he asserts he knows more about than the generals. And 2 was to apologize. He needed a teleprompter to apologize.
I love that. I have to address this quickly. I love that you bring up fact checkers. There have been studies done on these so-called fact checkers, and they find 2 to 1 that they credit Republicans as lying and Democrats as not lying. So these so-called fact checkers don't quite check the facts. They have partisan.
I'm
going to let Jason jump in on this one. Go ahead, Jason.
I got to say, this goes on and on. I can't understand how this has lasted so long. It is so clear that Donald Trump isn't sincere. I would rather, first off, what's the word we didn't hear? We didn't hear I'm sorry, okay? That's where you have an apology. Like your grandma tells you, if you're sorry, you wouldn't have done it to begin with. He meant everything that he said. He should just own it and say, look, sometimes I'm a little rough around the edges, sometimes I'm a little impolitic, but that's how I am, and that's how I'm going to run the country. Nothing that he said yesterday was particularly impressive. And here's the key. If you're going to say that you regret some of your comments, you can't end your speech by saying, again, that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama started ISIS. There were some good things in his speech yesterday. I love when he said, I'll never put a donor over a voter. He should have been saying that all along. But no one in their right mind believes that he's actually sorry when he doesn't use the word sorry.
I want to play a little bit more of what he had to say that definitely raised a few ears around here. He is, as we know, trying to make more of an appeal to African-American voters. Here's how he made that pitch.
If African-American voters give Donald Trump a chance by giving me their vote, the result for them will be amazing. Look how badly things are going under decades of Democratic leadership. Look at the schools. Look at the poverty. Look at the 58% of young African Americans not working. It is time for a change. What do you have to lose by trying something new?
So there's the pitch, Jason. What do you have to lose by trying something new? And if you do look at the poll numbers, in terms of Donald Trump and African-American voters, he's got nowhere to go but up. So you might as well try something. And there has been consistent criticism that Democrats may be, once again, taking the African-American vote for granted. That said, Jason, is this an effective pitch? How's that playing?
Yeah, Erica, both of these things can be true. Democrats take the black vote for granted, and the Republicans never make a sincere effort. What have you got to lose is like the worst Match.com response ever. Like, hey, go out with me. What else are you doing on a Friday? That's not a policy. That's not a pitch. Donald Trump can say specific things he's going to do for small business people. He's going to cut their taxes. Donald Trump says there's specific things I'm going to do for veterans. I'm going to make sure you're taken care of. Why can't he come up with a specific policy for African Americans? Why can't he talk about criminal justice? Why can't he talk about education? Why can't he say something to the NAACP? He has said nothing that is specific for African American voters. And here's the key. There are about 15, in some states, 20-something% of African Americans who will vote for Republican candidates. You saw it in Texas. You saw it in New Jersey. You saw it with John Kasich. He is doing worse than several of the candidates who are running against him in the Republican primary. This is Trump's fault for not having specific policies.
We are unfortunately out of time on that one, but here's the good news. We have 81 more days.
And I hope people watch the speech because there were specifics in there, like charter schools.
Not a one.
That's
not
just
a one.
not truthful.
More police.
It's the
Kayleigh
absolute
McEnany,
truth.
Sally Kohn, Jason Johnson, appreciate all of you being with us. Still